Good evening, everyone. This is Joe Felix. Welcome to my channel, Knowing Your World. Today, I'm going to continue with the fifth part, the fifth part, which is the end of the Bible series. In the last video, I told you that from 1630 to 1523, Egypt was ruled by the Hyksos, or occupied by the Hyksos. And I also said that according to what I read, they said that the Jews were enslaved in Egypt in the 3rd century. Again, also, the Egypt was ruled by Greece from 332 BC all the way to 30 BC, when after the death of Cleopatra, when the Roman took over. All right, we've talked about that at the end of the last video. So it's a recap. So I'm taking from where I left to continue. If there were people enslaved in Egypt, I would like to know who they were, because first of all, the Jewish religion hadn't existed yet before Moses left Egypt. And also, as you know, when those people supposedly were in the desert, they left Egypt, and that's when the religion took place with all their tradition, and Moses gave them the accounts of the Bible from Genesis and so on. So I don't know who were enslaved in Egypt, okay? And remember, I said that the 3rd century, where those people were, when they said the people were enslaved, falls between the 332 to year 30th, when the Roman took over. So I don't know. There is another thing that you have to remember. Usually, when a new leader who wants to start a new religion is preaching his ministry, he has to go to where you have all the disadvantaged people, the less fortunate, because within his community, if he's from the upper class, within his own community, he will not find anyone. And the established community with the upper class, they're not going to follow him, because they already have probably their own religion, and they want to keep that. Okay? And also remember, I said, during the time of Abraham, there was no monotheistic religion. They were worshiping different gods. Okay, there was not a one God religion yet. From 1353 to 1336 BC, Nefertiti was the queen of Egypt, and Akhenaten was the pharaoh. It was he who came with the idea of one God, monotheism. According to him, Ra, the god of the sun, or the sun god, was the only God. And he has another name, Atun, was the only God. But Egypt was not ready for that. Egypt was not ready for that. And this is what I'm talking about, because there was no monotheistic religion before Moses went to the desert with those people. And I even believe that they chased Akhenaten away from Egypt, because to this day they haven't found his mummy. Now, as far as Moses is concerned, I do not believe that he was Jewish, like a Jewish kid found in a river in a basket. I don't believe that at all. To me, he was 100% Egyptian. 100% Egyptian. He might have even descended from Akhenaten and Nefertiti. In any case, he picked up where Akhenaten left off. Whatever Akhenaten fell in his attempt, he succeeded. When he left Egypt with those people, they didn't know anything about Genesis. because they were in Egypt. They were worshiping the Egyptian gods. What did they know about Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the others, Enoch, and all the others, Noah, and all the others? They were adhering to the Egyptian gods. And according to the one of the books that I read in French. I have it in a box somewhere. When they got to the desert with Moses, they were questioning him. And in Egypt, they had a big library, the Library of Alexandria. Egypt was, to me, the record keeper of the world history from beginning to the end. And he was in the palace as a royal, and he also had access to magic and books and everything else. So he knew a lot. And from what I read, he told them the Genesis version and the Bible that you're reading now, even though they have changed a lot of it, the Catholic have changed, the Jewish have changed, but he told them the story different time before he came up with a final version. He told them the story many times differently before he gave them a final version. That's what I read. Who knows? But he was the one who gave him who told them the story of the Bible. I'm certain that Moses spoke the Egyptian language, whatever it was, hieroglyphics or whatever it was, but they did speak a language. And those people that he took with him who were in Egypt, I'm sure they spoke the same language. Okay? Now, I'm wondering, when did the Hebrew came about? There might have been people there already who speak Hebrew who were somewhere, I don't know. But the people that Moses took out, whom they said were enslaved in Egypt, I doubt they spoke Hebrew. I doubt it. Now, Abraham, who came out of Mesopotamia, Chaldea, and his father Terah and grandfather Nahor, what language did they speak? Did they speak Hebrew in Mesopotamia, in Babylonia, in Assyria, in Arcadia? I don't know which language they spoke. Because those countries that I mentioned, they are where Iraq and Iran is today. So I don't know which language they spoke. There are too many things in the Bible that do not match, that do not jive. If they were, well, as far as them being the chosen people, I'm not going to say anything about that. But if they were the chosen people, and Moses picked up where Akhenaten failed, so Atum or Ra was their god, the god of the sun. I have given you enough information to come up with your own conclusion. It should be clear to you now. You decide what you want. At the same time, I wonder if Abraham, Enoch, Noah, and the others were white. They came from Mesopotamia, in the country of Babylonia. Remember, the Anunnakis were there, and they called them blackheads. They were extraterrestrials, and they had many gods whose name I mentioned in a previous video. Abraham was born and lived there until he moved to Canaan as an adult. They were not monotheists. Another thing, I spoke about an archbishop named James Ussher who claimed that the Bible was divine. Think about it. If God was going to dictate a book, he would talk about how people should live together, love one another, just like Jesus did. Supposedly, if he really existed, the Quran was dictated by Archangel Gabriel to the Prophet Muhammad. He talked about how people should live. That's why he asked them to pray 5 times a day. That's what a divine book should be like. If God dictated the Bible, which God? In those days, they had many gods. Moses, for example, he went up the mountain and spoke to God. He gave him the Ten Commandments. That seems more like God's words. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell. This is the last of the Bible series. Thank you.